Hi, everybody. My name is John Samankowitz. I'm with Beer Law Center. I've got just a couple of seconds today to tell you a little bit about us. We're one of the sponsors and speakers here at the virtual conference. We're a small law firm based in Raleigh, North Carolina, and we have devoted our practice to alcohol producers and sellers, breweries, wineries, meaderies, cideries, kombucha, you name it, we've worked on it before. If you have a question, give us a call. We don't charge for an initial consult, and if we don't have the answer, we'll help you find somebody who does. You can reach us at 919-335-5291. It's a telephone number. If you don't like that, just drop me an email at john@beerlawcenter.com, john@beerlawcenter.com, or find us on social media at Beer Law Center. We'd love to hear from you and we'll help you grow your business. Have a great day.
Awesome. Well, hello, everyone. I hope you've been having a great CBP Virtual Summit so far and that you've learned a ton. I want to give a quick shout out to Andrew and, of course, Amanda and CBP for hosting such an awesome community of people. I know that before I was sharing in these sessions, I was listening in and learning a lot about the industry, about the amazing industry. And it's fun to be on the other side now. But today, what I'd like to talk about is turbocharging your bottom line with recurring revenue. And I've got for you today, we'll touch on membership program framework that you can use. We'll take a look at 3 real-world examples of thriving membership programs, including some actual financial numbers. And my goal for today is for you to leave with the knowledge you need to start a great program at your brewery or to turbocharge your existing beer club or mug club. And so real quick, some background on me and who I am. I'm Ross Stensrud. I'm the co-founder at TapWyse. Before I started TapWyse, I was slanging steel, for lack of a better term, in the fitness industry. Craft beer is way, way better, by the way. If you can avoid the fitness industry, please do so. But one thing about that fitness industry is that it's fueled by memberships and recurring revenue. And so growing up in San Diego during the craft boom, I spent a lot of time in tap rooms. When COVID hit, sadly, I lost my commercial fitness business and I started spending a lot more time in tap rooms again. And one of my favorite breweries had started a beer club, which I joined. But it was a mess. After I signed up a few days later, they had printed out an index card for me that they were keeping behind the bar. And then when I came in, they were supposed to look up my index card and mark off the beers I was getting, which never happened, which was great for me because I got a lot of free beer. But it also got me thinking, this is an awesome idea for the brewery, and there must be a better way. And so that's kind of why we started TapWyse here. And at TapWyse, what we do is we build custom branded mobile apps for craft breweries that do quite a bit of things, including magically managing your membership program. And so we'll get into this, but we can help you tap into recurring revenue at your brewery with automatic renewals if you want to set up your program that way. We can help you deliver rewards to your members and guests that are going to keep them engaged and coming back to your brewery for bonus visits. And we can simplify your life with digital membership cards, smart rewards, and great reporting so that you know what's working at your brewery. And so we work with a lot of breweries on their programs. And so what I thought would be helpful to bring to the table from my end would be to go through the framework that we use with our customers first, and then to actually look at 3 of our top performing programs and kind of diving in and identifying what makes them so good. And so, so let's get into it. The membership framework. When we're working with a brewery on their program, these are the areas that we like to kind of look at first. How does a guest join your program? What do they do? How do they join? Once they know you have a program. Once they've joined, how do other guests and your staff recognize them as members? What rewards are you going to be able to offer to your members as part of your program? And then thinking about communication. How are you going to communicate with your members to keep them engaged so that when it's time to renew, that they do renew? And then, of course, measuring the program to make sure that it's working for you and your brewery. So if we just jump into each one of these kind of areas, there are a couple questions we like to ask. It might seem obvious, but this gets overlooked a lot of times. Is it obvious to a guest who comes into the tap room that you have a program and that they can join as a member? You want to make sure that it's easy for them to know that you have a program, and then once they know, is it easy for them to join? And then another thing we like to consider with our brewery partners is it an easy upsell for you and for your staff? If you can make it an easy upsell, a lot of times that helps out quite a bit. After a member joins, how is your staff going to recognize your members when they come in? Is it through a membership ID card or through a digital ID card? How will your other guests, and then also in addition to staff, how are your other guests going to know that you've got someone special in the tap room that's a member as well? Things like mugs, big mugs, t-shirts, hats, swag, you name it, something to identify that member so that you can turn them into kind of your best promoters and advocates for your brewery. So thinking about recognizing your existing members is another key area. And then, also extremely important, maybe the most important, is what rewards are you going to be able to offer as part of your program? Do you want to offer discounted rewards, things like member discounts on beer, merch, etc.? Do you want to offer value-added rewards, things that maybe don't cost you anything but are really valuable to your guests and to your members? Things like early access to new beers, fresh beers, or early access to event tickets, member parties, things like that. And then, it's great to have all these rewards, but sometimes you got to think about also, how am I going to manage this? And so we can help out there. In addition to, this is how are you going to communicate with your members? How do you keep them engaged so that when it's time to renew, they are going to renew and that they feel like they're getting a lot of value out of your program? Thinking about the different channels that you have access to communicate with them: social media, email, text campaigns, and push notifications through a custom branded app is another great way to keep your members engaged. What we've found is that kind of the sweet spot there is about one push message every 5 to 6 days with your customers and your members. And then renewals. How are your members going to renew? Are we talking about automatic renewals or one-time payments? Do you want to have a focused effort a couple times a year, like membership drives, to bring people into the fold? Or do you want to be able to offer a membership to your guests throughout the year, all year long, whether they're there during your membership drive or not? Just some things to think about when you're setting up your program. And then lastly, but of course not least, is how do you measure the success of your program? How many members do you want to have? What do you want to charge, which is going to give you your annual recurring revenue number, which is, kind of the gold standard for any type of recurring revenue program. And then on top of just your recurring revenue, what rewards are going to be most used and valued by your members, and then what rewards are going to be most valued by you and making you the most money as well. So thinking about that and being able to measure that can be really helpful. Yeah, so that's enough on the framework. I thought it would be good to get into some of the top performers. So let's take a look at 3 different brewery programs, membership programs, and kind of what's working for them. I've got Dogleg Brewing Company here, Modern Times, and Local Roots. And Local Roots has been nice enough to also let us look at some of their financial numbers as well. So when we get into Local Roots, we'll take a look at that too. All right, so Dogleg Brewing Company. Just a little background on Dogleg. Dogleg is a golf-themed brewery. They're small production with a single tap room. In their tap room, they have a golf simulator. They self-distribute their beer to golf courses nearby, And full transparency, I mentioned that there was a mug club that I was getting free beer from at the beginning. This was Dogleg. So hopefully I've reconciled that with them since we started working with them here. They're great. It's a great brewery, a lot of fun, and the simulator makes it, gives them that kind of extra dimension to their program. And so they've set up their program in 2 tiers. This is an example kind of what it looks like. They have the Gimme Beer tier and they have the Gimme Golf tier. Within each tier, you can also pay for those tiers. You pay for those memberships either quarterly or annually. So the Gimme Beer membership, for example, is $55 every 3 months, or you can pay $195 a year. The Gimme Golf membership is $80 every 3 months, or you can pay $295 a year. So you get a little bit of a discount there when you pay annually. And really, the Gimme Beer. So going through the list of benefits that you get, these programs are targeted for the 2 different kinds of customers that they have, right? So they have customers who really like their beer and customers who really like using their golf simulator and like their beer. And so that's how they've set this up. And so if you look at the Gimme Beer program, what you get with that is 20-ounce member pours. You get 1 pint per month included with your membership. You get a 4-pack of beer per quarter. And then Member Mondays, $5 pints, 5 simulator hours for the entire year. It's not, you do get a little bit of golf, but not a lot with the Gimme Beer program. 15% off Dogleg merchandise, $2 off your 64-ounce growler fills, and $1 off 4 packs of cans. And like I said, that's either $55 every 3 months or $195 a year. And then they've got the other tier for their golf enthusiasts, which is the Gimme Golf program. And that effectively is kind of the same thing as the Gimme Beer program, but on top of the beer benefits that you get with Gimme Beer, you're also going to get a lot more time in the golf simulator at their tap room with the Gimme Golf membership. So that one includes 4 monthly simulator hours versus 5 hours for the entire year with the Gimme Beer program. And so that's how they've set it up. And the program highlights from Dogleg and some of the reasons why I think that they've been so successful with this. It's been really good to see them have the different programs for the different guests, being able to identify what your customers are going to want and setting up a program that kind of fits into that has been really good. They're split kind of 50-50 in terms of their members, which ones are on the Gimme Beer and which ones are on the Gimme Golf program. The quarterly and yearly options have also been really good. They have members that are in both categories, paying quarterly, and the ones that are willing that want to commit to that full year and get that discount up front. They have a number of members that do that as well. And so being able to offer both of those options has been a big win for them. And then the other thing that I want to highlight here are their use it or lose it rewards. So as part of their program, they have the monthly pint and also the simulator time. If you don't come in and get your monthly pint, they don't stack up, they go away. And same thing with the simulator time, particularly if you're on the Gimme Golf program. You got to use it that month or else it goes away the next month. And so those rewards, those use it or lose it rewards, have been a great way for Dogleg to bring people back into the tap room on a regular basis. And when you come in for your monthly pint, you're going to get more than one. When you come in for your simulator time, you're going to end up getting a beer or more too. So that's been a good one for them. And the other thing I want to highlight that's a key point on the Dogleg program is that it's a great upsell opportunity for them, particularly in the Gimme Golf program. So Dogleg charges $40 for an hour of simulator time, or if you like the golf simulator, you can get 4 hours a month for $80 a quarter. So it's really a no-brainer for anyone who comes in and thinks they're going to be back a second time to sign up for this program. And so thinking about that upsell opportunity has been really key for the success of this program, I think. Cool. So moving on from dogleg to modern times. You may or may not be familiar with Modern Times, but if you aren't, they're a regional brewery based in San Diego with a production facility and 3 tap rooms. And they have an amazing history of brewing great small batch bottled beer. That's a mouthful. And they've had a beer club for a number of years. And it's called the League of Partygoers and Elegant People, which so far wins the award for most creative name. And honestly fits perfectly with their target customer for the program as well, which is the beer nerd. And they only open up the program to the public twice a year. It's an expensive program. It's $350. And their program includes a lot of kind of nice bottled beer. And this is exclusive beer, exclusive member beers that come out throughout the year. So if you look at here, this is kind of how they're set up. They have the League of Partygoers and Elegant People, and then all your benefits, and then included in that, membership, you get 2 bottles of their Modem Tones Vanilla, 1 of their Mega Devil's Teeth, 1 of their Modem Tones aged in rye barrels, and so on down the list. So a lot of really good bottled beer as part of this membership. And members get that base package of beer, but they also get first access to buy the extra inventory. So if there's any beer left over after it's been brewed and the members have gotten their base pack, members are the ones who can buy the rest of it before the general public. And only after the members have had their chance to get the rest of the beer will the general public have the opportunity. So it's a fun program. It's been around for a long time. They have a great group of kind of diehard people that are partaking in the program. And so why has it been successful? I think that for them, again, like Dogleg, just knowing their customer base and what their customer base wants has been really important for them. And the amazing exclusive perks of this program are kind of one of the things that I think makes it what it is, right? So you have members only swag. I have to say to mention this, we talk about how do you recognize your members? Well, one of the things that Modern Times did was they created an entire member jumpsuit. So if you really want to go all out, you can wear your jumpsuit to the bar. Everyone in the entire establishment is going to know that you're there for sure. So that's a really kind of like a fun, awesome perk that they've done in the past. Obviously, the members only beers that we talked about, they have member only events, beer tastings, bottle shares, you name it. They'll do that. Members get early tickets to regular events in the tap room as well. And then one thing that they don't necessarily publicize is the invite-only tier of their membership, which is called the Theory of Leisure. And it's for a very select group of people who have been League of Partygoers and Elegant People members for a while. And if you meet the criteria, they'll invite you to the Theory of Leisure, which has even more kind of fun and exclusive rewards as well. Another thing that's been, I think, a big win for them has been that you do need to go into the tap room to pick up your beer. So once that bottled beer is ready, they'll ship it to one of their 3 different tap rooms that you designate as a member, which one is going to be your home tap room. And then you can go pick it up, or you can send a proxy to go pick it up for you. And full disclosure, I am a proxy for a friend of mine who lives in Reno and loves Modern Times beer. And so, yeah, I mean, last time they had their Modem Tones release, I went into the tap room, took my wife on a nice date night, had a full meal, had some non-Modem Tones beers, and had a great time. And so having that tap room pickup as part of the program is a big win for driving those repeat visits, and exposing proxies to the program as well. And one of the other things that's so amazing about this program is really it's prepaying Modern Times for the tasty beer production that they want to do, right? So once you sign up as a member, they know what they're going to produce for the year. They know they can produce the quantities based on the membership that they have, and so it's all preloaded for them. So great program for Modern Times, from Modern Times, and really good beer. Moving on, so the third program that I want to highlight here, and this will be great because we actually can get into some of the financial numbers here. They've given us permission, is Local Roots. And some background on Local Roots. Local Roots is a small brewery. They have a main production facility and tap room, and then they have a second satellite tap room. The main tap room is in a business park, so what they wanted to do was, with their program, they wanted to set up their program in a way to drive both recurring revenue, as part of the membership, but also to drive incremental visits to their tap room that's in the business park, just because it's not, out in front of people all the time. So you want people to have an incentive to come back in regularly. And so what they have done with their program is they have set up 2 tiers. They have a tier 1 at $20 a month and tier 2 at $45 a month. The benefits of both of these tiers include a weekly discount on your first pint, and it also both programs have monthly pickups. The low tier is a 1 4-pack, and the high tier, the $45 a month, is actually 3 4-packs. Both programs include merch discounts, birthday beers, etc. So the main difference is really kind of how much liquid you get with your membership. They've been very, very successful with this program, both in terms of adding recurring revenue and adding incremental visits. And so why have they been? What's making this one tick? There's a couple things here. The multiple tiers, again, similar to Dogleg, has been a big win for them. We'll get into this data a little bit later, but you can see it's actually kind of split 50-50 right down the middle in terms of members who are on the low tier and who are on the high tier. The other thing that's been a big win is the weekly use it or lose it reward, actually. They've had thousands and thousands of redemptions of this. And it's hard to say exactly how many of those are incremental visits, but it's definitely, they've been able to drive a lot of traffic that way on a regular basis. And then the other thing that I just want to highlight about how they've set up their program is they have member referrals. So you get a 4-pack if you're a member who refers another member to the program. But the other thing that they do that's not necessarily public knowledge is the staff referrals. So their staff gets a spiff for any members that they tell about the program who end up signing up as well. And that's been a key driver to their growth as well. So what I want to do here, like I said, Local Roots has generously offered to share their data with us. So we can take a look at that. I think right now would be a good idea. So program highlight continuing. One of the things that Local Roots did really well early on when they launched their program with us in March of last year was they threw a great launch party. And they ended up with 69 members at the end of month 1, which was huge. A great start to the program. But what's happened is, because of kind of the way they've set it up, it's continued to grow over the last 12 months. Right now, they're up to 130 members as part of the program, and they are doing, based on kind of the split between the low and the high tier, almost $50,000 a year in annual recurring revenue just through their membership program. That doesn't include the incremental visits that they're driving through the membership program as well. And so if you look at that, like I mentioned, they have the discount on the first pint each week, and they have the monthly taproom pickup to help drive those incremental visits. And what they've seen over the last 12 months as their program has continued to grow, is that they've had over 3,255 to be exact, rewards redeemed in their taproom as part of their program. And so it's a little tricky to say exactly how many of those are incremental visits, but if you conservatively kind of estimate that about half of those would be incremental, then you're looking at 1,627 incremental visits as part of their program as well, on top of the membership fee, dues, or like, monthly recurring revenue that they're getting in there as well. One other data point that I think is really compelling is with that monthly taproom pickup, what Local Roots will do is 1 week before the end of the month, they will go into their dashboard and look up their members who have yet to redeem that reward, have yet to come to the taproom to get their 4-pack. And then what they'll do is they'll send out a push message just to those members as a reminder to visit the taproom and pick up their 4-pack. What they've seen as part of that, in sending that push message, is that last week of the month, 70% of their members who are getting that soft reminder to come in and pick up their 4-pack will come in and visit the taproom, pick up their 4-pack, have another drink, maybe bring a friend as well. So that's been a big win for them as well. And I've got here for you, you can see kind of in the data here, the splits between their low tier and their high tier. So the blue bars on this chart are the number of members that are in the low tier on this first chart. So you can see it's almost exactly a 50-50 split between low tier and high tier. But then you look at the revenue from the program that they're seeing as part of the program. You can see, obviously, because the higher tier does drive more revenue each month, that is accounting for more of the revenue from the program. But again, I think offering both tiers has been key to the success of this program, because you really don't want to miss out on the members that are only going to join on the low tier. But you also don't want to miss out on the revenue from the members who have joined the high tier and are paying that premium for that extra liquid. So really good stuff there from Local Roots. And yeah, I mean, that's all I had for today. Hopefully this has been helpful for everyone, and you've been able to take away some ideas to either start a great program at your brewery, or to kind of turbocharge maybe your existing program with some new ideas or recurring revenue. At this time, I wanted to open the floor to any questions that may be out there, or feel free to contact me by email. That's Ross, ROSS, at tapwyse.com, TAPWYSE.com. You can also text me or give me a call at 760-283-8847. Send some smoke signals my way, or whatever way you prefer to communicate is great too. And so if there aren't any questions, I just want to say thanks again to everyone out there in CBP. Thanks to Andrew, and thanks to Amanda, and everyone in the greater beer community. It's been really great working with you all, and I look forward to continuing the journey. All right, thanks everyone. Bye.